Hi again everyone, welcome to the little tea area of my kitchen. So I wanted to walk you through how I make the perfect cup of tea. So we'll start off by the equipment that I use, and it's not very sophisticated. I have my kettle, I have my milk frother, which I like to use for my black teas, and then I have two different tea options. So I have just the regular tea with the diffuser. So this is one mug that I use for my green tea and rooibos. And then I have a pot with two dainty little teacups that I like to use for my black tea. I also have two different types of teas here from one of my favorite tea shops in Collingwood, Ontario. It's called the Blue Mountain Tea Company. So this is a regular green tea, very, very delicate and delicious. It's called the Green Dream Organic. So this is a form of jasmine that I really love because it's so fragrant and it's flavorful, and it also has really great antioxidant properties that we spoke about. I also love a great black tea. This one is a pretty special one. I think you might be able to see some of the coffee beans that are in it because it's called Coffee Tea or Me, and it's a good one for people who are transitioning from coffee to tea. And I find that this one tastes like a blend or a balance of Earl Grey with a little bit of coffee flavoring. It's got the blue cornflowers. It's just delicious. So I will walk you through how I make my two different types of tea, the little things that I add to it that increase the taste, but without making it an unhealthy treat. The first thing, let's do my green tea. I really enjoy the green tea, the first drink in the morning, because it's very clear and simple. So here I will do 1 teaspoon of the green tea and put it into the diffuser. And one thing that Jillo has taught me is that temperature really matters. When it comes to the green tea, you want to do not boiling water because it will burn the tea leaves and just make it really taste bitter. So the bitterness is actually not the quality of the tea or where the tea comes from. It's actually the temperature of the water that you're using. So I learned this from my mom as well. So one thing I will do is I will pour it into the cup first and just either let it rest on the countertop for a few minutes just so that it kind of self-regulates its temperature. But for this one, I will pour out the initial cup because I'm warming up my tea mug. I like my tea to stay warm as long as possible, and so I will dump the initial water out, and then the tea mug is so nice and warm. So then I'll do the same thing, and I'll pour the water into the tea mug and just let it sit there for a bit. When it's time, then I'll add the diffuser, and depending on whether or not you like your tea strong or slightly lighter, I like mine strong, so I keep it in there until the leaves start to sort of take its shape and form. It's a really beautiful process to watch the leaves become and blossom and bloom within the water. So that's something that will wait. Next, the black tea. Black tea is a real treat because it goes well at the end of the meal and it can be the dessert itself. So let me show you how we make that perfect cup of black tea. And there are a number of ways to do it. If you have a tea bag, you can just dunk the tea bag in boiling hot water and just let it steep. The other times I like to make it more of a nice tradition, so I use a teapot. And my teapot, I used to be really embarrassed of it because it's stained, but Jillo has told me that this is good because it helps coat the teapot. It also helps enhance the flavors of the tea that you are steeping after the pot is stained. So instead of using baking soda now, I just let it be. And if yours is stained as well, don't be embarrassed and don't try to fight it. It's a natural part of tea drinking. Pouring the water into the teapot, and this is called warming the vessel. So I just warm the teapot so that the temperature of the tea stays warmer for longer. And then I dump that initial, so you dump the initial water out, which could be a waste of water, but maybe we could repurpose the water for something else later, like boiling pasta. So that's probably a better idea now that I think about it. And then I add the tea leaves. So this one, I like my tea strong, so I use, in a pot this size, about 2 teaspoons. And I pour the hot water in. I don't fill it all the way because I just kind of gauge it on the number of people that are drinking it. So today it's just me. And I've put the water about halfway to here. You can already smell the tea just steeping. But like with skincare, if you're not generous with the amount of tea, you're not really enjoying the taste, in my opinion. As well, like skincare, tea can go stale and lose its efficacy. Instead of hoarding teas, I try to look for the ones that I'm running low in, and then I replenish as I need to. In the same way, I like to warm up my mug. So here, using the water and just swirling it around so that the mug warms on its own. And lesson learned from last time, I'm going to repurpose this water and add it to the tea mug. So now the mug is so nice and warm. It warms the hands, it warms the heart. It also keeps your drink extra warm for longer. My green tea is now ready, so I'm going to dunk the leaves in and just watch the tea leaves swimming. It's quite beautiful, and I wish you were here to smell the jasmine scent. It's just so lovely. And I can see the water changing color. It's because I like my tea hot, I cap it and I just let it do its work naturally. With the black tea, I like to steep it for a bit longer. And after I do that, I like to add some sweetener. So this is monk fruit sugar, which has a lower glycemic index than honey. So now I kind of use a little bit more monk sugar in the mornings so that my sugar level doesn't spike up high first thing in the morning. And then in the evenings, maybe I'll change it up to some honey. Being Asian, I love condensed milk. This is the entire opposite of me talking about low glycemic indexes because this is loaded with sugar. But it is an occasional treat. So just a little bit of this in the black tea can really change it to something that's more of a treat. So I really enjoy the condensed milk. I keep a can of it, but I don't try to get so attached to it that I have to have it every day in the morning. That would be a problem. So I decanted the condensed milk, and I'm just gonna add a little bit, maybe this much. And I'm actually gonna add it to the pot. So let me just put it into the pot and stir it around. This is going to be such a treat. I'm just going to add a little bit more. It's not the desired color that I'm looking for. Thank you so much for indulging with me in my tea making experience. The green tea is now ready for me to drink, and it's such a great temperature. I'm really excited. I also have so much more tea to drink after I stop filming. The green tea, I could steep this as many times as I like because the flavors still remain intact. So I just put the tea leaves on the lid like that, and I make sure that I regulate the water temperature each time. So if you are interested in drinking tea, I will be here to encourage you to develop this healthier habit. The condensed milk, remember, it's only for certain occasions, special treats only. I will certainly enjoy it today. If you like this video, click like, brush the subscribe button, and if you hit the bell, you'll get notifications of other skincare videos such as this one. Most of the time I talk about skincare, but I like to balance it out with what we can do within so that we can see glowing skin from the inside as well as out. This is Anita from Me 40. Thank you so much and see you next time.